everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, just got back from seeing the Antman film, Quantumania. I don't know how to start this one. The music is distracting. So...
Hello again.
Ignoring the fact that this is an Antman film, which immediately caused me to lower my expectations right out the gate. I just want to say that not every Marvel film needs to be a 10 out of 10. Not every Marvel film needs to be Infinity Wars or Endgame or Winter Soldier or the first Iron Man. If a film is good, then it's good.
What do you need to talk about?
I just left Trinity Church. I was thinking about Finn. And...
Tell me about it.
she saved my life and yours. Everybody's. But she's the one who put us in danger in the first place. But after seeing what happened to Rick, I get why she did it.
People are messy. Take your Uncle Aaron. He's the reason Krieger's in jail. And he helped us get people out of Harlem. Every time I look at him, I think of all the pain he put your dad through.
Yeah. I'm inside. How about you?
Just got through their security. Their firewalls really are garbage.
How do I get in?
Doors down the stairs.
The
Same deal as
film is
before.
good.
You power it and I'll open it.
Powering up things is my specialty.
Like, it's good.
Almost there.
People always have this, especially comic geeks, always have this, be 100% all the time.
That did it. Overriding the lock. Done.
When you do that, you lower your chances of actually enjoying anything.
Reactor's down on the main
So I
floor,
think that's
just
the
ahead.
problem I have with
You know, we're staying well to the company. Nice if they
critics overall, especially quote-unquote purists.
and tried to get me kicked out of my apartment. What do you expect Roxxon to do?
By far, the standout character in this film is Kang the Conqueror. The way it's done, his performance, Jonathan Majors' performance, it's fantastic, and it's by far the best part of the film. It's not a spoiler; go see it for yourself. But again, ignoring the fact it's an Antman film, I think my only problem with this is that he was introduced on the big screen in an Antman film. But this should have been done a little more carefully, I think, because it does kind of water him down a little bit. I mean, he shows glimpses of his power, but again, Antman versus Kang, there's no chance he wins. So, it's just like, well, it's like I was saying in some of my speculation videos, I'm like, is Antman going to survive this film? Because it's Kang. Kang the Conqueror. He's been known for destroying the Avengers many times in the past in the comics. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I think Kang was always around. We just never saw him. Just because we never saw him doesn't mean he was never a threat. Because Kang's whole thing is time travel and conquering. And one, the Avengers went through time in Endgame. So that probably messed with something in one timeline. He's in every timeline now, so if you've seen Loki, you know what I'm talking about. But let's just say, I don't even know what team they're going to have in Kang Dynasty, because I mean, as long as they have Shang-Chi, it should be okay. But they're in trouble. The Avengers are going to be in trouble.
about manufacturing research to vet new form and cover up how dangerous it is.
Well, it was. Now everyone knows what Krieger was doing.
You're right. Just the sort of press Roxxon deserves.
So Kang is a very powerful being, not just physically, but because of basically you see in Loki that he remains tries to warn Loki and Sylvie's dumbass about what will happen if they kill him. He's like, something worse than me is gonna come if you take me out. Warns them straight up. Part of him wants them to do it, but he's saying, hey, don't kill me because something worse than me is out there, and they're going to come. When Loki tries to stop her, she kills him. Spoilers for Loki season 1. And that pretty much starts a chain reaction of the whole Kang thing. You see the Kang statue at the end of season 1 of Loki, and now going into this, which sets up the multiverse saga, starting to lay the groundwork for, I'm going to say something that could be bigger than Infinity Wars, because I'm not trying to compare him to Thanos, but within 5 minutes, Thanos already had Thor knocked out, choked out Loki in front of Thor, then beat the living shit out of the Hulk. And he had one stone. I don't think he had the stones yet, actually. Loki gave him the Tesseract stone, Space Stone, and then he didn't even use it to take out the Hulk. That's how strong he was. We see glimpses of Kang's power in this, without giving anything away. We see glimpses of it, but again, in an Ant-Man film, I think he should have had a solo film, personally, I think. It feels like it is his film. Ant-Man's just there to be there, but to me, Ant-Man's just such a joke of a character that I'm like, there's no way he can possibly beat him. So I went into this like not expecting that much from Ant-Man. I'm expecting Scott Lang Ant-Man, but regardless of who's in the Ant-Man suit, it's Kang. Like, it's Kang the Conqueror. But like, regardless of the outcome, there's a lot of groundwork set up in this that people I think are going to miss out on because they're too worried about, oh, is this like the next Infinity War, is this the next Endgame, is this the next Winter Soldier? No, it's not. It's none of that. It doesn't have to be. It's an Ant-Man film, crying out loud. So just take that into consideration when you're going to see this in the theaters. See it in the theater. Go for the experience. Stay for 2 after credit scenes. There's 2 of them. Take for the after credit scene. Research Kang online. Research the character, because for the next couple of years we're going to be seeing this guy pop up. And if I was doing this, I would have him show up in a couple of different spin-offs to see how we interact with these characters. Starting with the Marvels. I don't know about Guardians because they're more in space or whatever and they don't really do that stuff, but see, like someone like Adam Warlock should have already been in the Marvel Universe. I don't know what took him so long to bring him in. He should have already had the X-Men in there by now. We still got a little teeny weeny Spider-Man running around, just now going to college. Because I wasted so much time with him. He was never, not once was he in a classroom. Except for maybe Homecoming, but like, barely. You know, like, just wasted so much time with that character. So we gotta put him in high school again. Like, why? Timeline-wise, it makes sense. But now I'm going off track. Basically, and people say, oh, what about the Luis guy? Like, coming off of the last 2 Thor films, which I saw glimpses of Ragnarok, I have not seen Love and Blunder, or never will, because the guy that directs it just doesn't understand these characters. He turned everything into a joke, apparently, which doesn't surprise me at all. I don't need any more jokes, any more forced humor in these Marvel films. If it's a specific character that's supposed to crack jokes, fine. But I don't need that Louis dude showing up out of nowhere, like a cartoon character, like, hey, look at me, or whatever he says. Because Kang is a relatively serious character, and you're trying to establish that this guy is a massive threat. You don't want to have some slapstick humor all throughout your film, just because it's an Ant-Man film. There's some pretty, I want to say, relatively serious themes. Like, he pretty much shows that he's a threat in the film. And it just proves again that the Avengers are in trouble. Like, I don't know what team is going to be going up against them, but I better hope Thor shows up at some point, or Captain Marvel. I mean, as long as I have Shang-Chi, it should be alright, but I mean, Shang-Chi should be enough, but Falcon Cap isn't going to do crap against them. Who else do they have? Kate Bishop, because the actor who plays Hawkeye is injured, so he's probably going to show up. We got Kate Bishop, we got the new Captain America, Spider-Man potentially, Thor potentially, Captain Marvel, whoever Monica Rambeau chick is, Miss Marvel, I guess. I don't know what she's going to possibly do, but okay. So who else do they have? Because you could introduce Miles Morales, I suppose. I would love to see Miles. I think it's time for him to be in live action, I think. But, like, they're in trouble, man. They're in trouble. This is a completely different threat than Thanos, because Thanos was after one specific goal. He didn't mind stomping on the Avengers to get it, but Kang is on a completely different level of menacing. Because, like, in Loki Season 1, when he was talking to Sylvie and Loki about him and what would happen if they kill him, it was kind of scary, because he's basically infinite. Like, it doesn't really end. Like, you kill one Kang, one shows up. It's like, it's worse than Hydra. Like the Hydra thing. Cut off one and two, take his place. It's crazy. It's kind of scary, honestly. And the actor, Jonathan Majors, his performance is outstanding. I gotta say, I'm like, every time he's on screen, completely mesmerized. Like, you can't wait to see him again. That's my problem with him being in an Ant-Man film. I think he should have been introduced in a different film. Maybe Captain America. Maybe a Thor film. This isn't a spoiler, because he's like, when he's talking to Ant-Man, he's like, are you the one with the hammer? So I'm like, maybe he should have been in a Thor film instead. Maybe pretend Love and Thunder never happened, but I don't know if Chris Hemsworth always going to come back. Because Chick Thor's out there, I imagine. Again, I didn't see the film, so I don't know. I heard they killed her off, which is kind of stupid. So what was the point then? And there's so many avenues that have been opened now because of this, and I gotta say, I'm kind of excited for King Dynasty, or whatever's next. I think it's King Dynasty, then Secret Wars. King Dynasty, I think, should be a 2 or 3-parter. They need to get a serious increase in power for their lineup for the next film, couple of films, because Ant-Man cannot be the standard for this character. How this character is handled. Oh boy. It's nothing bad. I just think he was a little watered down because of the film he's introduced in. So it's nothing on his performance, nothing on the character. It's the circumstances he was put in. I mean, he's pretty powerful, but I guess he is kind of still a regular guy with advanced tech. So I guess that's partially why, but at the same time, if this guy's going to be across the multiverse, you need him to go have a character that actually stands a chance of walking away. Again, not a spoiler, but Kang beats the living shit out of Scott Lang at one point in the film. As naturally heroes and villains fight. So he does end up beating the living crap out of him at one point. So like, that alone is like, dude, get someone that can actually go toe to toe with him, please. It should have been, if people actually liked Captain Marvel, I would have said put him in a Captain Marvel film. But Apparently people don't like Brie Larson. I think she's kind of good looking, but I don't really pay attention to people's political opinions or whatever on Twitter or whatever. I think people pay too much attention to that stuff online, and I think it's really affected the way films are done now. I say this a lot, but it's true. Why they just hire the wrong person to become a president of a billion-dollar company, and they ruin the potential for more films in a particular saga. So you guess as to what I'm talking about. It's a solid film. It really is. I give it like an 8 out of 10. But it's a solid film. I think Kang is the best part of the film. I couldn't stop laughing at one point when they're actually in the quantum realm, which they really don't explain that well, in my opinion. They explain it, but I'm like, okay. I thought Scott's daughter was annoying.
You shouldn't have come here!
I don't think she needed to be in this film at all, outside of the one part where she's
Spider-Man's here! Don't let him walk out! Back it up! Keep him up! Okay. Have to keep the reactor from hurting anyone else. And shut it.
I think Scott's daughter was annoying. I think she should have had a minimized role, because then his daughter's an activist. I'm like, I beg your pardon, what? It was just the most random thing I've ever seen in a Marvel film. Again, I'm not surprised because of the world we're living in today, but to put it in this is like the Wakanda Forever, Depression Forever film, where they put the whole black single motor thing in the end credits. It's one thing for it to be a stereotype, but to actually put it in your billion-dollar film that gets seen by everybody across the world, it's not good. So it's not nowhere near as bad as people are saying. Not even close.
This
isn't gonna give your kids 3 eyes or something, is it?
Yeah.
It's like people are crying about Multiverse of Madness as well. About Doctor Strange interacting with that kid, and I'm like, well, everybody in Marvel lives in New York City, so he would cross paths with characters one way or another. Like, Sanctum Sanctorum is literally in the middle of New York City. It's probably Midtown. You got Dark Tower, Sanctum Sanctorum, X-Men Mansion, Fantastic Four headquarters, the Baxter Building, Spider-Man's in Queens. I mean, Wolverine goes wherever he wants, basically. Punisher in New York City, Ghost Rider, give or take. Guardians are in space. Hulk is in New York City, or maybe globe-trotting, who knows. Everyone's in New York City, and he was just in the last Spider-Man film, and his magic spells were literally caused the root of the story for that film. So these characters cross over all the time. It's the exact opposite of DC, where DC characters are pretty much separate. Marvel, everybody's in New York City is in New York City. Captain America, Iron Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, they're all in New York City, all of them. So, I'm not entirely sure where Antman is. I'm not entirely sure where Antman is, but they're all in New York, so that argument is kind of dumb, in my opinion. So, if you're on the fence about this one, go and see it for yourself. Go see it in the theater, support the film, because the actor that plays Kang is fantastic. I think he deserves an Emmy Award for this character. I kind of want to see Kang TV series now, but he's going to be in Loki, so hopefully they give him a lot of screen time to develop that character in whatever timeline he's in now. Because I can see them using this character for a long time. And I really want to see the character develop and grow in a different way than Thanos, because we had like 10 years to anticipate Thanos. But with Kang, since he deals with time, he's probably been there from the beginning. So that kind of makes him an even bigger deal, potentially bigger deal with Thanos. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I give this an 8 out of 10, mostly for Kang. I don't give it two shits about Antman. But for Kang in particular, 8 out of 10 for sure.